Hello everybody, this is my presentation about what's behind the Cultural Marxism movement. Welcome to the show. I gave this presentation at first at the CEVRO Institute in Prague, which is a nice place to visit. Now first we come to the background, and first we should have a look at the start of the Cultural Marxism movement with Marx himself, who famously proclaimed the world needs to be changed. And it is worthwhile to have a look at the original, which says, die Philosophen, the philosophers, haben die Welt nur verschieden interpretiert, have only interpreted the world in different ways. Es kommt aber darauf an, sie zu verändern. But the point is to change it, to change the world. Now, in this sense, the term philosopher, as used by Marx, should best be translated as intellectual. And his main reference is for his oeuvre are predominant philosophers who basically emerged in the 18th century as a prelude to the French Revolution, and then in the 19th century had become somewhat a class of its own, not belonging to the workers, not being bourgeois, and not being part of the traditional upper class. And here we have Rousseau, we have Henri de Saint-Simon, we have Feuerbach and Hegel, and the whole combination which characterizes the fundamentals of modern Marxism is the classical political economy, and here less so Adam Smith, but much more David Ricardo, the class analysis of David Ricardo, the technique of analysis of David Ricardo to work with exaggerated and problematic abstractions like the working class, the capitalists, the landowners. And we have the source in the thinking of Marx, who comes from a line of Jewish rabbis, of Kiliasm. The idea that the human race is moving to some kind of paradise. And now we get a strange combination of that with Frankism, because Frankism, based on the theory of Jacob Frank, says that we as, let's say, unworthy persons on this earth are not able to achieve to be good enough to achieve the Holy Land. The other way is, instead of climbing up the ladder of Jacob, to descend, to go down into sin, to make the world so bad, so horrible, that Christ, Yahweh, that God, has no other chance, has no alternative, but to come down and save us. So things must go bad before they get better. And this is deep inside of the Marxian idea that before there will be socialism, capitalism will be so bad that it can't get worse. And to conclude the fundamentals, we also have Darwinism in it. Darwinism, which is nowadays very much the quintessential development theory, in fact borrowed the idea from Malthus, who had a similar idea of getting things will get worse. The world population is confronting hunger and destitution because of too large rates of reproduction compared to the progress in agriculture. And of course, Marx borrowed his idea of development much more from Hegel, who is the development philosopher par excellence. And for Marx, Darwin was more or less important as the natural science confirmation of this idea. Thank you very much. Till the next